Oh, what a mess.
Okay guys, it's time for us to start sailing in Submerged.
In Submerged, you play as a young girl who sails into a waterlogged city. The tide has risen, the buildings are overgrown, and to make things worse, her brother is sick. Instantly, you're left with questions. What happened here? What year is it? Is it the future? Is this our future?
Yes, it's safe to assume that this game is set in a post-global warming world where the seas have risen and humanity is struggling to survive. But it's never stated. Submerged doesn't spell things out for you.
That's right, Bajo, you're left to interpret the setting on your own. And in fact, the story and the gameplay too. Your primary goal is to get your brother well, so once you've left him somewhere safe, then all that's left for you to do is sail.
And climb, Hex. Strewn around the city are crates. These appear to be rations or maybe parachuted supplies that have found their way to rest upon the highest structures in town. Any experienced gamer knows that if you see a crate, it's probably got something inside it.
Yes, and all of these crates have the medical supplies you need to save your brother. But there are quite a few of them, so you'll be making many trips back and forth and trying to find the next building to climb up. I like that the game makes you figure this out for yourself. It gives you no help at all.
Yeah, me too. It encourages you to just speed around in your boat until you work out which buildings you can climb and what sort of markers to look out for.
Indeed, Hex. There are many subtle clues to help you. The game makes good use of symbols such as flowery vines, banners, fireflies, and birds. The developers have placed these in the world to gently guide you and try to catch your eye.
The gameplay itself is very simple though. Boat about, climb, collect, and then just do that again and again and again and again and again. There's just not much challenge in the mechanics of it.
Yeah, it is very simple, isn't it? And it's short too, which did leave me longing for a little bit more depth, if you'll pardon the pun.
Pun approved.
Thanks, Darren. I did like that you can use binoculars to scan the horizon for crates, and the climbing and sailing certainly evoked a sense of loneliness and I think sadness too. The city is completely vine-ridden and the sea life appears sort of rotten and overgrown as well.
Yeah, there's a real sense of loneliness and even hopelessness, isn't there? And the game's beautiful soundtrack really adds to that.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
As you collect medical supplies, you also gather drawings which tell some of the story of what happened to this world. You also start to notice swampy creatures which are always watching and generally keeping an eye on you.
They are quite spooky.
Yeah, Darren, they're totally spooky.
Yeah, and they help create a bit of mystery about what might have happened here as well.
Too spooky.
As you progress, you yourself start to become green and overgrown as well. Bajo, what kind of game would you call this?
I'm not really sure, Hex. It doesn't fit into a genre, does it?
I guess I'd kind of call this more of an exploration experience game more than anything else.
We should create a name for this genre of games. Processing. Done! This genre shall now be known as Relaxploration games.
Ah, Relaxploration. I like that, Darren.
Oh, thank you. Submerged is a good-looking game, especially when the sun is shining on the water or when the weather effects roll in. The developers have also been quite communicative with the development of this game. Their website is full of some pretty interesting information about how they made it. It goes into quite a bit of detail, from animations to music to coding and even level design challenges.
It's a wistful, short experience with some nice ideas. I just wish it had more to do, more gameplay diversity.
Yeah, me too. Besides chasing whales, climbing buildings, and upgrading your boat, there just isn't that much to do in Submerged.
Affirmative. In fact, after you've climbed your first building, you don't get to do anything new. it starts to feel a little dull.
Yeah, and it's such a shame because it really is a beautiful experience, but I also think it's quite overpriced for what you get. So I'm giving it 2 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Yeah, I really wanted to like this more, but I have to give it 2 out of 5 rubber chickens as well.